Guys, welcome in. Never before seen, heard, or discussed. Yep. We're going to be starting here with the live stream announcement. This is a follow-up to a live stream that they did, was it a month ago or so? So we're going to be taking a look at this and trying to dig through it a little bit. I think last night I was asked what my predictions were. I was pretty blunt that, hey, it's not going to be a big thing. It's going to be rediscussing the topics that were brought up last time and maybe some progress on them. Here we go. First up is character bound gold introduced in KR. Now, I like character bound gold as a concept. I think it's cool. Keeps it from going back into the economy, right? And it lets them work on the vertical system on like lower end raids. I don't like that they use it as a bottleneck to keep people pushing up and then nerfing old gold on top of it. It's like either make it bound or nerf it. It's like, don't do both. I still don't like that. Understand it's not the same as ours. I'm giving my general thoughts on it, and then we're reading through it. Character bound from Makoko Express is good. If it's from solo raids, though, it sucks. I imagine they're going to be using some level of how we handle our bound gold here to try to, I don't know, have a starting point. I don't think they're just going to go in blind. So you cannot be traded with other people nor other characters in the roster different from our bound gold. So it's character bound gold. Now, I actually like the concept of character bound gold. Director, what's up, Time Cop? Is we are going to be giving out a ton of bound gold per character, so open wide. I like that, actually. I wish there was more bound gold opportunities and ways to get bound gold on like my main or characters I'm actively working on. Things that don't take away from my already established gold earning, like my weekly income. You know what I mean? My weekly income, don't touch it. Let me earn other things. Also, if I have like alts outside of my main 6, let me earn bound character gold on that. I know I've brought that up before. I think that'd be a pretty cool thing. Like if there's a new alt I want to bring up because I'm having fun with the game and I want to play it more, I shouldn't be punished. And feel like I need to spend from like my earnings up on the top end. So I think that would be really cool if they did something like that, if for AGS or for Smilegate. So we'll see if that's maybe the direction they go. I would really like that. They want people to hunt their specific characters, not just horde gold. Would affect the economy too much since every home tap would be done with bound gold. I think, like, speaking loosely, Morellian, is the way it works in most games is you start to do analytics and assessments of the inbound gold versus outbound gold. So they need to review like how much people are spending, where are they spending it, where's most of the gold going, how much liquid income is out there in the game, at which thresholds for item levels, for account levels, and things like that. And then you can start making decisions on how you want to deflate the economy or inflate the economy and do things like that. Like you can do, but it takes taking a step back and looking at all that. So loosely saying it would affect the economy too much, I don't think that's a fair assessment just yet, because you can do it in a way that doesn't directly impact the economy, especially if it's on characters that weren't going to be touched outside of your main 6 in general. Would you be bringing them up? Yeah. Could they potentially become a golder? Yeah. Is that a good thing? I think so. What if we just remove gold and make everything solo self-found like Reboot? I would love that, Flu. It would just need a lot of analytics. Testing. I don't think testing that is actually like where it needs to go. This is something that's much bigger than just like, like I'm going to try out this change on a server and let's see how it works. This is, you have to look at all the data and all the inbound gold, outbound gold, and see like where the floating income is. Character bound gold sounds like extra hustle. Depends on the implementation, where they want to do it and how they want to do it. Or like what's the vision behind it, the concept behind it. So that would be cool if we had that kind of information. Based on what Timecop just put right there, saying we are going to be giving out a ton of bound gold per character, so open wide. That doesn't make me think they're doing it in a strategic way, but I don't think they're just doing things baselessly either. They wanted to go to your event characters. So more characters that are bound by limitations and criterion on where its item level may be. I don't like that. I would like other ways, though, to earn gold for my main. I don't know anyone in the game right now that doesn't feel like spending gold feels bad. It always feels bad in this game. It's always remorseful. Like epic books, gems are like two prime examples of, relic books and gems. Like it costs so much in jewelry. It costs so much to gain so little. It just feels like you're just like bleeding out money. You know what I mean? It's like whenever you want to get an upgrade, it just doesn't feel good. So I think we need to work on that a little bit. And Jack, what's up, man? Man, events to progress new players is so bad. That's like telling anyone who wants to try out the game, don't come yet, wait for an event. It's just so bad. Yeah. I mean, a lot of games have events that are meant to like build hype, and then you have downtime, and then hype, and then downtime. It's like it's a cycle, right? I do think that they need to fix the base game. I do think they have a ton of work to do in that sense with new player experience, returning player experience, and customer retention. Those are like three key areas, and I feel like they are just like a smattering somewhere in the middle of not doing enough of any of those. So it kind of sucks. It's like it feels like this game is like on a treadmill, just going, and it's just running. And then every once in a while they like bring it up a little bit, bring it up a little bit, bring it up a little bit. For like an elevation change to make it a little bit more difficult. And the player count shows. And for those that haven't seen it lately, our player counts are up, but I'm going to safely assume it's almost all bots. Based on whenever we go to these challenges, there's just hundreds of bots cycling through multiple channels, farming materials, selling them out. It's just depressing, man. What's up, Chaotic Opa? The game has been like that for a long time. They need to fix it so people that can play anytime without being stuck behind for so long. Yeah. I think there's a conversation there for sure, Mello, as far as like, are they actually stuck behind? Is it okay to be stuck behind? How long should they be stuck behind? And I think that comes like at a game design perspective of what's the direction the game is going. For our market over here, it's not good. The current direction. I can tell you that much. Hey, Derek AO, what's up, dude? Appreciate the follow. Some of the changes could help with gameplay if they actually go through with them and step in the right direction. Yeah, we'll see. We'll get through this. There's a reason why OSRS is popping off. There's no buried entry, and you can stop for as long as you want. What do you mean by popping off? What data are we looking at here? I'm curious. Do you mean like relative to its previous state that now has more players, and we have like data on that? To support new and returning alt progression, not just to restrict trade. Okay, so this is if it goes to like alt progression, like I was kind of talking about, that'd be pretty cool. Bottlenecking new and returning players into bound gold, I think they need to redesign completely, because it prevents them from crafting orejas. And if they can't make orejas, they can't hone unless the event provides enough. And all it takes is one new player, returning player, to get unlucky, and then they're completely stuck. So it's like such a poor model the way it's currently implemented. So they really need bound orejas and things like that, like a recipe for that. Rework the farm, whatever it may take to make that like help that and nurture that system and keep players playing the game. Because all it takes is one player to have a bad experience, get unlucky, get stuck, and then they're probably not going to play anymore. So yeah, that'll just remove them. I think everyone would like that, but you know, who knows if they'd actually do that. You can literally play OSRS on a toaster. I gotcha. I wouldn't expect them to change their market model to accommodate having new players get to the late game content. That's like a KR culture thing that won't be easy to shake off. Yeah, Zalem, I think there's something to be said for that. I agree. That doesn't change the fact that we have a publisher in the West that's supposed to be catering to our audience and making the game better for what we have. And I think that I don't know their relationship, and we always speculate on what it is, but I don't think anyone actually knows except for AGS. As far as what is AGS capable of doing, what kind of changes can they make? Is it always going to be just like an event with like extra resources and band-aids? Or is it going to actually be like, something more? Because I can tell you what, like from me and a lot of my friends I play with, a lot of people kind of stopped spending on the game over the last month or two here. 3 months now. Where a lot of people are just not as interested in spending their money on a treadmill. Like it's losing value, confidence in the product and everything like that. There's also been a lot of questionable things happening. Like questionable things that have been happening within Lost Ark, right, and the direction it's going that have also led to like a loss of customer confidence. So that's me when I quit Maple. The meta was just to farm 6 to 8 hours a day on a single map because boss crystals were worthless back then. If there's a change in the direction, China will have to pave the way for AGS to follow, as it has been for a few QOLs. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. It's one of, yeah, it's one of the biggest MMORPGs, so I guess they're doing something right. Yeah, maybe. I still haven't played it. One of these days I should. And it just wasn't feasible or fun for me to take 40 to 50 hours of grinding and have it all go away in one Star Force session. Yeah, at least now it's 30 minutes a day. Yeah. Talking about Maple, I get it. I think there's something to be said. The Maple does have its ups and downs, but we're talking about Lost Ark right now, so I'm trying to stay. I would love to draw a lot of comparisons and similarities, but I think that's a different talk. Just wait till you read further. Confidence is waning. Okay, cool. Next Express will have a lot of bound gold included. I think that's good to have like a lot of, because like right now we all know that as far as Lost Ark goes, there's a big issue when a new event hits. It's near impossible feeling to get caught up. Like you get this event, you start honing, and sometimes you get a couple hones, sure, and you might get lucky and get to the next box level, but eventually you just run out of steam. And that may be a subjective opinion on how far you should be able to push your character with new and returning events, right? So I would love to see more like the ability to actually push a character up and get it caught up to at least like the base level of the tier you're in. Right now it's just not enough. And a lot of that is that dead zone we always reference, 1585 to 1620. I know they acknowledged it, but like to me, again, that dead zone is there, right? That dead zone's there no matter what. If they have a new event hit, it doesn't fix the dead zone. That's one of my biggest complaints with how events work in this game is there's problematic areas in the game and they just try to like do a sweeping like band-aid across it and say, okay, oh, tripods are a problem, level 5 amulets, all right, we'll just give you extras on this event. Well, the problem is that is a temporary fix to give you like that endorphin and high of, oh my god, I have this new thing that just hit, right? And then a month or two later those things run out and you're back in the same exact problem. So there's underlying issues that have to be addressed still, and just giving us more bound gold to get you through those like dark spots, the dark zone, whatever you want to call it, is just like, it's not it. Same with LS24, it's tied to Express. I don't think you can apply it anymore. Yeah, exactly, Paul. We had just got LOS24 for free, or cards for that, which can give people LOS30. That was really cool, right? However, that goes away. It already went away. You can't get that anymore. Now the new players are still screwed. So, like, they really need to work on how they onboard. It shouldn't be cycling events that cater to like seasonal in and out players. And I don't know, man. There's a lot of issues with how they're currently handling problems. The dead zone will just move it up. It will never go away. The way it is now, after they fix 1620, next zone, dead zone will be 1680. I mean, the next dead zone will be 1640 to 1660. After that, it's 1660 to 1680. But at least if there's like cycling on the normal modes or something like that versus going on the hard modes, I think that there's always going to be a dead zone, sure, but there shouldn't be that one down low. How long should it take a new player to get into your game? How long should it take it to catch up to current tier? How long should it take to get it up to the end game? Like, those are questions that they should have answers to, right? We don't necessarily have answers to that right now. But we all have an opinion, I'm sure. To me, I think that people should be able to get up to the current tier in under a month. Some people say it should only take a day. What's up, dude? Hey, Kobe. My biggest issue with low right now is that spending gold just feels terrible, and every raid is just homework right now or a jail. There's no in between. Yeah, Flu. I think, yeah, that's I think what I started saying on the very first thing about bound gold and talking about gold in general is just the state of the game. It feels bad to spend, so people are just hoarding gold right now. So we have an influx, like so many people are just have a ton of gold because they don't want to spend it because nothing feels good. The only thing that feels good right now, is spending on karma with the most gain. But like this game has always been, and it doesn't feel good to spend on karma, by the way. I'm just saying that as a talking point that it gives the most damage relative to what you're spending. But like, I don't know, where would you want to be spending your gold? That's the game's model. New vertical system, new gold sink. Oh, like it's a cycle. Every game, or every raid, moving forward. And then they increase these other systems, like, so then we're on this track of, okay, new raid, more gold. Okay, we keep going up, new vertical system with it, new vertical system with it, right? And then tier 4 hit, and then they just blew out the ceiling and said, hey, guess what? exponentially more gem growth is there with less return. Because before, going from a 9 to a 10 felt okay, because it's like, damn, I just spent all this money getting this 10. This sucks, but it gave me 10% more damage on that skill, right? That's cool. I think that's cool. And now you have an extra 4% damage, like cycle. 4%, 4%, 4%, 4%. That doesn't feel good. And then you have jewelry. You could spend 500,000 gold on jewelry right now, 1 week's worth of raid, to gain like 1% damage or less. And like that doesn't feel good either. You have books. You can spend infinite gold on books, like tens of millions of gold, and then try to gain some damage there. That doesn't feel good. It's like, and to do that, guess what? You're playing 6 characters worth of gold earners times 3 to earn that gold, and the only one you really want to play is your main, right? And then so everyone just wants to play their main and do more shit on their main, and then instead we're having to play alts that you may or may not like, unless you're playing more than one class, which is a different topic, and we just kind of get stuck in a rut, and it's kind of frustrating. So character bound gold, we'll see how they implement it, what they're doing with it. It could be good news for us if it is in the form of a pass, helping people catch up. It also, I know everyone worries about alt rosters, but you can't stop forward development and trying to breathe life into your game because people are going to abuse it. You just have to punish the people who abuse it and come up with systems to prevent that. You don't want to spoil. My hands are covered in blood from earlier today. I won't hold back. Yeah, guys, don't spoil, please. What's up, Echo Puma? Hi, T. Andres. What's up, man? Hi, Chelian. Hoon. Okay, here we go. Gold Frog added in KR. Different from our version. Can't tell which is better. Okay. See, chance of getting better books seems higher. We don't know our rate, but the random pouch of KR has the same chance for all engraving books. That seems pretty good. Tradable 15 to 18 bonus books is also one of their random pouch. They get 24 relic book chances per week for cheaper than our gold cost with no RNG other than opening 24 guaranteed random bags. Ability to buy honey boxes also. Yeah, so it seems better than our frog already. Our frog, as we all know, did not cook. Our frog was not a chef. He did not go to culinary school. Our frog went to like Swamp U and lives on a lily pad and like is just stealing our gold and going back to his lair. It's kind of fucked. Not gonna lie. The kitchen is ablaze. Yeah, our frog can maybe make like a cup of noodle. This frog sounds like he might be a culinary genius compared to ours. And even this is like, it still has its gambling to it. Because like if we compare it to our previous frog had legendary engraving books, random, all of them. That was it. You just bought a bunch of legendary books, you random them all, and sometimes you got lucky. Cool. Ours is you random a bunch of shit and you get shit. And then you have to buy currency to get the random chance. It's not just like I buy all these books and maybe I hit and then I get a selector if not. So I generally don't like that. But it sounds like maybe they have a little bit better version going back to the old frog on their version. So, hey, maybe our next frog is better. Yeah, what's up, Iray? Their frogs is what I expected, but we got the express version of the frog. Yeah, coffee baby frog versus hydrogen bomb frog. Yeah. Our frog thinks a scrambled egg is a professional cooking. True. Hey, scrambled eggs is hard. Some people make them way too runny or overcook them, and it's an art, okay? Especially folding for an omelet. I got 0 legendary cards today and 2 random relics, which were worthless. All right, gem tuning system. All right, so they brought up back up. So what do we have so far? Gold frog, character bound gold. Let's talk about gem tuning now. You can now tune your gem and make your gem character bound. It will have free effect conversion. Including damage CDR. And will have additional attack power effect and will work with preset as well. You can now tune your gem and make it bound. Okay, so that's one. It will have free effect conversion, meaning it will be free to change what skill it is, I guess. And you can also change it from damage to cooldown. That's huge. And it will have additional attack power effect and will work with presets as well. What's up, Mr. Metalman? Hey, Nick, what's up? Dante, what's up, dude? Huh. It is not permanently bound, but you can revert it if you want to sell it. There's going to be a cooldown for it, and if you want to do it sooner than that, there's going to be a fee. If you already have a level 10 gem, you will get 1 level 8. What the fuck? All right, this is a little bit to unpack here. Hold on. Let me think about this. So basically, hold on. Let me think about this. So this is an optional system. is the way it sounds right now, because you can choose to partake into it, elect your gems to it, right? And it gives you, if you do bind a gem to the character, it's free to reroll skills. It can be damage or cooldown, which is really, really nice. That way you're not losing gold if you gamble wrong. And it has increased attack power, so it makes your character stronger. Right? I'm just talking about at a base. So we have this new system that you can use optional. You can unbind it. It has a cooldown per gem, I'm guessing. And if you want to do it sooner, there's going to be a fee, probably silver. So it's free once it's bound, and you have to, if you redo it too fast, you're going to have to pay a fee. And it's not permanent to do that. Cool. Probably gold. I would love to see more detail on that. Now, this one right here kind of annoys me a little bit. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm not going to lie right now. What's up, York? Yeah, this right here annoys me. If you already have a level 10 damage gem, you'll get a level 8 gem for compensation. Like, why the fuck do they need to compensate people who have a level 10 damage gem already? They're like, why are, like, it just blows my fucking mind, guys. That's like saying, hey, you bought a Ferrari. And, yeah, because you already bought your Ferrari, now you get, like, a Ferrari Junior. Like, what are we saying? Like, why do people get a free level 8 gem? It's like, like the change sounds like I'll see. Like, it sounds like a pretty cool change. But why would you reward? Like, they don't need compensation, guys. This is blowing my mind. After the announcement, 10 gem went down from 2.5 to 1.8. Like, you bought it. Like, I don't get this. This is actually stupid. Because now I'm thinking about our version right now, right? Like, this is dench. This is pure dench behavior. Like, okay, guys, real talk right now. Who here is a free-to-play player that has a level 10 damage gem right now? And you're probably, I know a lot of you are now free to play that say yes to this, okay? So don't even try it. Me. As you said, level 8 compensation is for people who had 10. I understand what you said, and I understand what I'm reading. I'm asking who here has an actual free to play level 10 gem? Like, real talk, guys. Real talk, tier 4 level 10 gem. Who actually has one? That has not spent money on the game. I did gamble my level 10 demonic gem from Raid Gold. Okay, for Raid Gold, sure. So all this is because, like, if you guys remember in the previous developer insight, right? In the previous developer insight, they made an announcement that they're thinking about making a change to gems, and it was convoluted on what the translation was between 3 different or 4 different streamers that covered this. And they said that they might be looking into alt roster improvement or roster-wide changes on gems or things like that. And there's a lot of people that have been, like, smoking different grades of hopium, from, like, at-home, homemade, like, hopium lab kits to medical-grade hopium on what this may mean. So who does this impact right here? This sucks for anyone that has taken the bait of making more than one class, right? Because, like, that means you can't transfer between them with your gems if you're doing this. So any support, yeah, I mean, what are subs doing? Subs are making more than one class. It's the same as a DPS, but, like, the value of that is a little bit different, right? Because objectively so, it's cheaper for a support. But yeah, you don't have to use it. Who does this benefit? People who aren't doing that, right? Just lock the gems, but then you have to unlock them, Covey, and we don't know how long it's going to take and how much gold it costs is the topic. I guess it depends how much the fee is to revert the bound. Yeah, and how long the cooldown is, Gabule, exactly. So we'll see. We'll see, guys. Like, I want more detail, obviously, of the cooldown. I think this sounds like a good change overall for those that actually are trying to enjoy the game and not worry about, like, swiping and RMTing and all these different things. Because nothing's worse than thinking, like, I cannot upgrade my gems in good faith, knowing that I will lose 30 to 40% of the value of my gem after I do that. So a lot of people just have been staying at 9s, and it's like you lose incentive to upgrade unless you're buying it. And if you're buying it, you're spending an extra, like, 800K, right? Well, he's not getting nerfed. He can still take advantage. Like, so why is he doing that, Jobinator? Let's talk about this, guys. So why do people play more than one class? Because now Eve just hit it on the head, because you only need 11 gems rather than 66. Exactly. Or however many duplicates you're going to be running, right? So those people are still at an advantage using the system. That's why I do it in WoW, right? Yeah, sure, THD. Hey, THD, when are we going to see the return of, like, THD Pala? And they've continued to benefit from it. You haven't had to use the excess gold to buy gems for your alts. So they're still benefiting from it, right? They're just not getting that small damage increase, let's say, which we don't know how much it is. It could be a lot, could be a little. But this is going to make it easier for people who are playing like just one character as a main to enjoy the game and play it as a main, which is, I mean, subjectively a good thing. But the people who are using duplicates of the character are going to lose a little bit, right? But they're still gaining more by being able to share gems across those characters. So it's going back and forth, I guess, right? People are acting like it'll be a 10% damage, but it'll be like the difference between a 7/7 and a 9/7 stone. I mean, we don't know how much it's going to be, right, Eve? Like, I don't see any sort of an announcement about that. It could be like right now we're getting 4%. It could be something like 4% attack power per gem or whatever. It could maybe make it 6% or something like that. You know what I mean? Which could give you a couple percent damage increase, right? And that's a big change, especially when you're talking about spending millions of gold for 1% damage right now, depending which system you're sinking your gold into, right? I hope that, yeah, so why does it have to be character bound to get the effect, though? Seems not needed. Dimrick, how many dupe characters are you playing? If the attack power is a 5% damage gain or higher, it's cooked. I play Zerk and Pally. How many? Like 3 Zerk, 3 Pally? No shame, I'm just curious. Some are all have 6 on main roster. So you obviously in self-interest don't like this system, right? Because it is giving power to people who bind their gems, and you cannot bind your gems because you've been using the same set of gems spread between multiple characters, right? And which you can still do after the change, but like the difference is, yeah. So like that's why, like, I know it's not like apples to apples. It's like apples and oranges when we're talking about this, because there's different sides to this, right? It will gatekeep my main. You can obviously see that. Well, I mean, like, do you need level 10 gems right now to clear any content in this game? Like, honestly, I don't think so. But I like, do you get gatekept ever? I mean, your characters are juiced up, Dimrick. On a Zerker, Act 3, Gate 3 hard mode, yeah. Zerker is really good, yeah. Let's be honest, is it giving powers just making everyone that doesn't do the system weaker? We need to look at it the second way. Yeah, that's true. All those people act like they got nerfed when it's the only others who might get a slight buff. Yeah. Well, that's what's crazy, right? Is we've had people doing main dupes. Like, let's say you have like 3 Zerk or 3 Paladin, just as a talking point here. And they share gems, and they've been using that to bypass the need to have gems and spend gold on gems for their alts. And it makes their roster easier and cheaper to play. And they've been using this for a while now, right? Now they're talking about making it so people who just want to have like one character and play on it get a little bit more power. And now people don't like that because they don't get that on theirs with the way they're playing the game. So, I mean, like, honest answer here, or honest question. Do you guys think it was intended for people to share gems like they're doing right now? Because it's not just people sharing on their roster between 3 to 6 characters, right? It's also friends selling or sharing gems between their rosters with overlap too. That's like a big thing. The only thing about multi-class rosters is for Prog, they will also have the damage increase because they will just lock the gems on their main for Prog anyways, and no one cares about the homework. Yeah, I mean, that's true. We'll see how much it costs to unlock and how long it takes, though, Eve, to really, like, how much is it actually punishing people? We'll find out, right? Talk about Prog, you can just bind them for Prog and then unbind them? Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Yes, hell no, no, not on this level, not the way people are doing it. When it comes to gatekeeping, though, a buff to others is a nerf to you. If it was intended, why aren't gems just roster-wide? Of course not. Definitely not intended. He specifically brought up gem sharing. Yeah. They don't want you to share gems between friends. He talked about it on the stream. And obviously this is our opinions, right, guys? This isn't like, we're not talking about factual information right now. They're like, in my opinion, it's not intended for people to share gems like we do right now, right? But people do it. Do I care? No. I mean, people do what they got to do to keep playing the game. This game's expensive. Down here at the bottom. Okay, so like, I mean, whatever you may feel on if it affects you positively or negatively, we're gonna have to wait and see what kind of details there are. Like, if it's like a weekly lockout on those gems, it would probably be pretty punishing, right? Because then it's like you can't finish all your raids that week and have them bound in the same go. If we're talking about the economy, this right here, like this we know, we'll see which way it goes. Who knows. Now but like, and like, you could argue this either way on whether it's good or bad for the game, what's intended, what's not intended. This right here is like where I'm like dumbfounded, okay? Giving out free level 8s as compensation to people who have level 10s is actually insane. Like, what are we doing, guys? I think they should have come up with a solution that doesn't punish anyone so that we don't lose any more players. So you're thinking if I have 2 months to probably, like, what realistically, when are we getting this, guys? Like 2 months? 3 months? Who knows? And do you think they're going to let people just buy out all the gems for months and destroy the gem economy and then give you free gems after that? Hey, Shiro. Maybe July for us. Okay, it's still months, right? And I don't think they're going to let everyone like doomsday prep gems and FOMO prep gems and then give us free gems. Like, that's just my take, but I could be wrong, right? But like that to me just seems dench. Like, hey guys, that's like saying, oh, but by the way, guys, Tesla stock is going to go up in 3 months, so start buying now. Like, what do we, like, I don't know, man. Like, I know that's not the perfect analogy, but it just doesn't make sense. Don't give you the free 8s anyway. It's just the damages that do, so people would be rolling out. Even if the market will just 10s, will get expensive enough where the free 8 isn't worth it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Gems are really low last I checked, but they might be going up a little bit. Yeah, don't take... guys, I don't give financial advice. That was not financial advice, just in case anyone thought I was serious there. And it wasn't using that as an example. I bet the snapshot, and now, if you have 10 damage, great. If you didn't, oh well. They could do that, sure. But, like, yeah, I don't think they're going to let people prep after an announcement like this. So if you didn't have one already, just doing it because they're letting you swap CD to damage, right? Pretty much, yeah. Recap, gem tuning system. It sounds like it's nice for people that are just playing like one main, want to keep playing the game, don't want to be punished for like upgrading their gems, and it has some positives there. Downside is the people that have been like doing like multiple of their same main, or like their support mains with like 3 to 6 characters that all match. They don't get that bound gold effect. We'll see where we go with that as far as like how long it's going to be bound for, like the timing of that, because that will impact like how the system will be received for us on our side. If they move it to like an account bound gem, like, okay guys, for those that have multiple characters of the same type that are gem sharing, if they made the gem conversion permanent, would you do it if it was account bound instead of character bound? Sure. Yes. Sure. Count bound 100%. Just genuinely curious. I don't know. Roster bound and move on. Yeah. Yeah, you can still fuse them up. They still work like gems, but they're bound to your account permanently. Would you do it? I would. And then I can use them on all my characters and have fun. Make them account. But that's what we want though, right guys? Like in the West, we want account bound gems that I can use on my entire roster, and then that's that. You know what I mean? Did they say anything about making it easier from 1600? I don't know. I'm still reading through this, Thason. We're just, so far we've covered the bound gold changes just in KR. They have a frog that's better than ours. That's a culinary master. And then we have a gem tuning system we just covered. Yeah, okay. All right. Raid difficulty will be adjusted, I'm guessing here. Let's see. Death count will be added. Revive 1 per person allowed. That's cool. That makes homework so much, like, especially like there's certain mechs. I mean, easier buses maybe, but I don't think anyone cares. Let's see. It will be added in all Kazros raids. Prelude Act 3 Kazros except the first mode. Normal mode will be easier, stress-free. Will not just simplify mech, but delete mech if needed. Interesting. Addressing oversimplified mech like a Gear G1 normal mode or Brel G2 normal mode, and Act 3 Gate 2 normal mode. Hard mode will be similar to the current state. You can go solo if you're afraid of group raid. You go TFM if you want more challenge. Didn't specify if they will provide solo or TFM. Like, if they made it so normal is a matchmake angle, that would be... Except for if you're in the group where there's no support queuing because everyone wants to be a main character DPS. You know what I mean? And then you're going to have a really bad time in there unless they add, like, stuff. I wish they... You know how they have, like, solo mode buffs? I wish there were buffs if you don't play with the support. That are, like, just give everyone yearning or something. That's all I want. Last time wasted mechanics revised disabled if you trigger a raid wipe. Yeah. I mean, like, let's talk about this, guys. So, normal mode a gear. Let's start with tier 4 and talk up from there. Normal mode of gear. Who here found normal mode of gear challenging? Did anyone find normal mode of gear challenging? Not talking about hard, just normal right now. Me, caught. I understand that, Eve. I'm just talking in general with people here. I was jailed in normal mode of gear for an hour before. I mean, everyone's been jailed before. I'm just curious, guys, like... Because, like, we're trying to get some type of a reading here on this, okay? Now, hard mode. I think, now here's my problem, right? So we're just using a gear as a talking point. I felt normal mode of gear was a pretty good balancing point where it was just pretty easy. You would just smash through it. Now, hard mode, on the other hand, if people are already good at the game, I don't think you had too much of a problem with it, especially in, like, a static. Now, people didn't have arc passives, right? People didn't have any sort of arc passives. They were able to go into the raid. If you're playing optimally as your class with a well-built character, hard mode of gear was relatively easy to clear if you had, like, a well-built character at the high, okay? Now, not everyone was like that. And that's part of the problem with this game, right? Is not everyone is good at the game. Let's just be real with each other right now. I know I'm not great at it. I'm average. It is what it is. It is what it is. Without any sort of arc passive, a lot of people struggled with. A lot of people had a hard time. I personally suffered a traumatic experience on my Bard on the first week or second week there, guys. Do you remember that? I remember that. I still have nightmares about that. I'm still traumatized, and I don't want to play my Bard most of the time because I don't want to get stuck in that same situation again. And like, until people got a couple pieces of a gear loot, like, hard mode sucked. It was pretty rough, man. Hey, OP, what's going on, bro? Sugar, what's up, dude? Haunters, Yo Light, what's up, guys? What's up, Not Hades? But now for a challenge, I have to have full hard mode roster. Now, where, like, I guess this is kind of more of a talk of where should raid difficulty be in the West versus KR's opinion on this, right? And to me... I really, really wish our solo mode raids were flex mode raids. And they were just so easy. New players could hop in and, like, go in with a buddy and just, like, clear the content. Like, flex mode would be just an awesome thing. Because, like, most people that start a new game either start it with a buddy or two or try to branch out to community pretty quickly, right? And if not, usually people kind of... I'm assuming most people get kind of bored after a little bit. But, like, the fact I can't go in with a buddy if I'm learning a new game in Lost Ark, like, that kind of sucks. Like, so I really wish there was, like, like, flex mode or something like that, normal mode, and then hard mode, or first mode or something like that. I'm sad you removed me. I think you didn't log in for, like, a month or something, MK. Can I add you back? That is what I want. I don't have a static, and getting into randos can be a challenge. I'd love to grab a friend and just two-man raids if I want. Yeah, exactly, Ricky. I think that'd be a really cool thing. And then, so, what do revives do? Revives are awesome for new players. I think normal mode could be easier. Downside is, what's the downside to adding revives and making normal mode brain dead? It doesn't challenge people. Okay, well, if you want to be challenged, go to hard mode. What's the problem with that? It costs resources, time, and money to go from normal mode to hard mode because it's an extra 20 item level. That would be the downside, right? Because there's a lot of people who park alts in normal and then they have hard, and, like, you could say there's something there, but, like, because everyone complains the game's too easy, the game's too hard, there's no making everyone happy. But if they do simplify normal mode and make it easier, like an easier point of entry, I think that's a pretty cool thing. I think TFM was one of the best things in the game for me. Like, Theamine was one of the best timelines in this game for me. It really was. Hard mode was hard. It was a fun prog to get through it. You finally cleared it. It was hype. You had normal mode, and then if you wanted to be challenged, you can go into like Theomine the first mode, and like you had months to complete it, and you didn't lose anything for not doing it throughout that time. It was a one-time reward, temporary available rewards. That's how it should have been with this latest raid. But instead, they made it so we had this frontier system with FOMO week 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff, and I just didn't like that as a design. I liked the way Theomine's release worked. Theomine killed my static. I hate that meaning. People begin to believe dying is good or okay in raids. The unnerfed release version of each raid has a challenging difficulty with cosmetic rewards only. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what... I think most of the game is in agreement with that, Nick. I'm not going to lie. Thay was the worst for me. Made me quit for a couple months. Thay was a hard raid, but I thought it was fun. Now, hey, thanks for stopping in, Just Scrubs. So, do you guys feel that people should be able to clear hard mode? Like that's what I'm saying. Like the balance between normal versus hard versus first mode, right? Where does that balance lie? And that's kind of what I think we have a different opinion than KR than we do in the West. Theomine was probably the most rewarding raid to learn. I agree. I think we actually cleared normal mode week 1. We did gates 1 and 2 on hard, and then we went into normal mode on gate 3. I remember we grabbed a random hell mode player. He was like for like our last slot, and it was we cleared gate 1 in like a couple hours on hard, and then we were on progging gate 2. Took a couple hours there, and I remember him quitting progging with us because we weren't progging faster, and he was citing other hell mode players and how fast they were going. And I just remember being so annoyed with that guy. Like, dude, like the vibes were good. Everyone was having a great time. And this guy's like, nah, it's too slow for me. And but that's what happens in this game, right? There's always going to be that guy who thinks he's better than everyone else, and that like doesn't want to like go through the motions with another group. And that's fine, because those type of players can find other players like that and go like have a good time. Yeah, that's me. XIV's ultimates allow for raid-wide revives, and they're so much harder than anything Loa has done. Really, Embers? One day I'll try it. What's up, bro? Nice to see you, homie. They already said you can't cheese raid wipes or kill mechs with revives, so there won't be any crazy everyone die and respawn strats. So I would love to see flex rating on the solo mode kind of level. I would love, and then I would love to see normal be able to be match made. So it's like, because gatekeeping is a problem in this game. Party finder is a problem in this game. People not able to play the game is a problem. If I have to go in and sit in matchmaking for X amount of time, it sucks. And then like, why not give rewards for people that matchmake? Like, give them a little bit more damage like World of Warcraft does or something like that. And, like, less damage received. Just something to incentivize it and, like, just get through the raid. And then stacking buffs if you wipe a bunch. Like, I don't know. Just, like stuff like that can encourage people just to, like, team up and get it done. Maybe if everyone is dead at the same time, equal raid wipe. That works. Roster level 375 player. Leaving. Don't have time for this. Clearly they do. The only issue with the revives is it resets hyper like in Bihi. Then it's a requirement for parsing. Is that a problem? Who cares? It's not going to be in hard mode, right? Like, hard mode's where the parse is going to be, but it's annoying. I mean, like, I don't think that's annoying. Like, let people do whatever they want to do. It's all difficulties. But time cop, you gotta, like, people need something to do after a certain point in the game when you've been playing it for long enough, right? A lot of people play this game, like, so it's like this evolution of the raid, right? The first one is, I need to prog and get this raid down. Week 2 is basically homework 2.0. Week 3 is I'm still probably wiping a little bit. And by the end of the month, you're probably pretty comfortable with the raid. And then what's left? Like, what are we doing? We need, like, you need something to do. So if people want to die to reset their hyper, to, like, do bigger numbers for a little bit, like, whatever. Like, I don't care. It doesn't affect me at all. Like, you can choose not to play with people that do that. I got no problem with this game. Just enjoying the game every time. Chenja? That's right. Does it annoy me on Behemoth when people don't, like, we fail the crystal mech on the stagger because people reset their hyper because they're trying to parse on a dragon that's a punching bag? A little bit. But does it really matter? Not really. When a raid is on farm, you can do whatever you want to make it fun. Just put a parse mode for the last raid. Lost Ark would be a great seasonal game instead of a full-blown MMO with a bit of rework. I don't think that's the intent, though. You know what I mean, Marillion? I think it's lost somewhere in the middle of being an MMO, an ARPG, and a boss simulator. Like it's so like just a blend of so many different genres. So it's not quite like I get what you're saying though. But I do think they need to rework difficulties a little bit. I do like the idea of going towards an easier entry point. They need to have TFM on every raid with like fun rewards. Like they have to have that if they're doing something like this. They need something where players can challenge themselves. Because like during Theamine, it was just like this Brel release we had, right? Where you got, like I said, you went through hard mode. It was tough. You progged it, and then you start progging Gate 4. It was really hard, and then you start progging the first mode. It was really hard. There was stuff to do, right? And stuff to practice, stuff to talk about. Once you got it done, it felt great. You won, and then you could relax. And then like adding in more challenge modes and things like that. Excuse me. Whereas we had this Brel release. This Brel release was you like first week of hard. Artificial inflation of difficulty due to a consumable being missing. That didn't feel good. And Oxides. What's up, Apollo? And then we have... What was it? Week 2. And then we have... It was like a little overtuned. You had to be like parsing. You had to be high on your main. You had to be in a juice group to really clear hard mode that first week or two. And then people were like bypassing Gate 1, clearing Gate 2 for the title. And then there's toxicity around the titles and the gatekeeping. Kematsu, appreciate the follow, bro. Or not the follow, the sub, man. First time sub too. Thank you, sir. So they're willing to add more than just hard mode. Yep. That's cool. So if Benji said that, that's awesome. A ranking system, like a monthly or bi-weekly Wambly, like with temporary tiles, so it keeps it interesting every time. Yeah. I've implemented systems like that where you have a monthly tally, like score, let's say, based on your parsing and how you do, where if you... Like it just kept track of your overall score for a month, and whoever had the highest like ranking for the month, top 10, had titles or something like that unlocked from. You could do stuff like that to like incentivize players to play the game more. That's what this game is missing, is like more stuff to do. And Brel, I'm just comparing Brel to Theamine. Like Brel was just missing something. It just didn't have that same draw. It just felt like a cash grab with like an artificial inflation of difficulty. It didn't feel like rewarding to me like it did the other raids. Had to agent my way in a streamer group to get my title. Nice, Tianders. Good thing you got it. Lost Ark is the first game I played where it seems the devs don't actually want you to play the game. Watatu, what's up, dude? Clear time leaderboards each week or month could be cool. Yeah. OG3 and G4 Theman was good. I feel like leaderboards and clear speed are cool and all, but what I would like to see is rewarding more mechanical play and fight knowledge instead of clear speed. Because clear speed, like, more so... I mean, it's kind of hard to balance that because, like, we all know the level at which gems come in, books come in, and jewelry come in, right? That's just, like, infinite gold spent or RMT'd or swiped or whatever it may be to incentivize you pushing for the leaderboard, right? I would like to see more, like, punishing damage levels. Like, I prefer, like... Stay alive, don't be a goblin, and finish the fight. Like, and I know that's just my take, and you guys may feel differently. But, like, I think there has to be some kind of a balance there. Like, scaling Mythic Plus, I think, is a better example of what I would like to see. Like, a monthly leaderboard. So, like, I like that. Like, that's my speed, is, like, how can I overcome these obstacles and difficult play than I just want to swipe and clear faster. You know what I mean? So they have to balance that out. I think Loa needs to appeal more to people who don't want to raid. There's a whole world that the game has totally forgotten about. Yep, that's true. We've talked about that a lot, Ember, as far as like the game's disconnect from the actual world now, and everything is a lobby or menu simulator. I wish this game had more connection to the world again. And that is a problem this game has. But that's like a design perspective, because it used to be like, oh wow, I go to the stone, right? I go to the Chaos Dungeon stone, I have to queue from there. I go to the Guardian Raid stone, I have to queue from there. I'm going to Punica, and like I'm seeing, but like guess what? That connected you to the world, and you got to see other players and interacting with the world, right? Now I thought that was cool, right? Because now what do you do, guys? You log into the game and you AFK in town. You go to menus, and like that's it. You party find everything. Everything's. But I remember celebrating so much when that change first got put in, right? Because when that change first went in, it's like, damn, I don't have to go to that stone anymore. Frick yeah, frick other people. And now I'm like sitting here missing it. So there is a balance of quality of life and world building versus the other for sure. The game changed so much when way back in the day you could get gear doing islands. Yep, I agree with that. I wish they refreshed some of those islands and like had some level of content that recycled. This one right here. This is from an old Arc Pass. Anyways, so I think raid design, like we can keep talking and digressing about our thoughts on raid design, difficulty, where it should be. I think most people can agree there is an issue with the game right now and its entry level of difficulty for new and returning players because veteran players don't really want to play with noobs unless they have a Makoko leaf right now. Is that healthy? No, it's like more of a band-aid fix that gives you like it's incentive, right? I would rather new players are actually able to do the content than like have to be carried by a some type of a whale or like a veteran or something like that. And that's just my take on it. You may or may not agree with that. I never liked islands. Keep them dead. I liked islands, Steve. Some of them weren't fun at all, but it was something I can do. And like having things to do in this game is something we're sorely missing right now. Like I feel like there's just not enough to do in this game. Like, is it good that people finish their raids in 1 to 2 days, 3 if they're slacking, and then not play the game for a couple days? Some people like that model, right? Whereas some people don't. I like that model most of the time when I'm feeling burnt out or when I want to do something else. But at the same time, it's like, I don't like that model when I just want to play the game. I just want to hop on my sharpshooter, my main here, and I want to go in and like do something different. I want to go and like explore. I want to go and do this. I want to go grind my main and gain power on it somehow. Instead, I'm stuck in this. All right, cell phone game mechanics done. I checked in. I did my daily. I did my weekly. I did my raid. Okay, done. Like, this game is like spreadsheet driven, and some people enjoy that. Like, it's nice to be able to say I'm done with this. So I think I would like there to be more stuff for me to do in this game, and I think most people feel that way too. Because right now, like we've talked about before, people are like stuck in this abusive relationship with this game, where once they get that clarity of stepping back, not being stuck doing dailies and raids every single day of the week, they start to realize maybe I don't like this game that much, and then they stop playing it. And there's a reason why this player base keeps going down, not up. So change needs to happen, guys. And there's a lot of different opinions on how that change can come about and what needs to change. I love being abused by my favorite game company, Nexon. What's up, Edelo? Fingers crossed they have a new content type up their sleeve for low on summer. Yeah, I hope so. They really need like the challenge bosses. I know the guys we've talked about this to like, I feel like I'm an old man yelling at clouds like always, but there really needs to be stuff in this game. There needs to be challenging things. There needs to be like rotating challenge mode raids, stuff to do that has like a monthly lockout. Like go and do Hanumutan in the month of February. Go do Hell Scorpion, Skalakia, Argios. I don't really care. Just have something for people to work on and do throughout the month that isn't like a weekly lockout. It has just cosmetic rewards, maybe even like gold. I don't care. Title something, and just have it like on schedule, always on, new things coming into the game, like stuff like that. Adding in like challenge mode raids like Valden, I think was extremely fun for most people. Add in challenge mode Vicus, add in challenge mode Argos, Oreja. I don't care. Like just add in shit to do. You already have the assets and the resources. If it's just coming up with like, guys, like, so when you're coding MMOs, you're coding games and you have scaling content, you usually code everything to be modular. So anytime I'm coding up a new area, you put it in so it's modular and you call out to like a library file, let's say. When you're calling out to library file will then do like all these different calculations to determine the difficulty, come back in, pass the variables through, and then you're coming in and you're coming out with like new content, and you have like the same thing but a little bit higher. And that's how they need to rework what they have. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. So that's why it's like surprising they don't do that. There's something to be said for power scaling as opposed to like letting like having content always scale to you isn't the best thing, right? Because then you never feel like you gain power. So it shouldn't be an all the time thing. Like this is just always there and I always do this. That's a problem in game design in my opinion, but some people like that. But it does make it easier from a resource perspective and like developing game and including it. What's up, Ellen? How's it going? This is D. What's going on? Kalyag, what's up, bro? I see the live stream, so if they do bound the gems, how am I going to use them if I have 6 Asura? I can't, but on storage. You don't have to use that new system, Rosh, if you want. We kind of went through that topic a little bit about an hour ago here, so I'm trying not to go backwards a little bit. Happy to touch on that if you want to ask after we're done going through all this. What if the GR were all scaled to 68 every day there was a new one to fight? Sure. I mean, anything, Kieran. I think most people would agree that we need more stuff. So, all right, update to encourage progressions. Let's move on from the raid difficulty thing because I think we can talk about this endlessly. I think there's different perspectives on this, and that's okay if you guys don't agree with me or if you don't agree with each other. Just respect each other like adults, right? So, update to encourage progression. Added, Kazaros won't have gear transfer as reward. So, what's that confirming? It said there's going to be a lucky drop. Huh. That's interesting. What does that mean? Kazaros won't have gear transfer as reward. So that's saying Kazaros, the end of this tier, does not have a gear transfer for a reset. Lucky drop is an interesting perspective. Like, is that saying that there's going to be a random drop that increases your power and it just keeps scaling? Like a charm type system, maybe? Because lucky drop is weird. Huh. The Kazaros point here is made up, not sure where it came from. All I said was Kazaros won't be a gear reset and will add a new system that players will be very excited to get invested in. There was no mention of any form of lucky drop from the raid. Act 1 to 3 requirement will be lowered, probably equivalent to Frontier in May. Wait, requirement? Honor reward for early clear will be added. So is this saying like the KR might be getting our Frontier system or something similar to it? Hey Red, what's up, dude? I'm pretty annoyed about the gem changes as someone who plays 3 of one class. I'm getting punished by not locking gems to one character. I feel like they are trying to push us out of playing more of the class we enjoy. Yeah, let me get through this, Big Foons, because we already talked about that a lot, and I'd like to not regress through the conversation. But I'm happy to talk about it again at the end of this. All right. Honor rewards are vanity rewards, wings cosmetic. That'd be cool, yeah. So tripod epic engravings will be deleted. No more tripods? Fucking finally, Jesus. H. Azena. Like, holy, did that take him forever. Like what? God damn. They already removed blue books. Awesome. Now they're removing epics. That's a win. Like that. Wonderful change for new players. Doesn't really affect veteran players at all because you don't have those anymore. You also don't have to pay the extra cost for more gems for those characters. Okay. We'll go back to gems later. 1600 to 1620 cost will be nerfed. Like, am I the only one that feels the dead zone starts at 1580, not 1600 to 1620? Like, it's like T3 in general, just like, it's so bad. It's not just 1600 to 1620. It's the entirety of that tier. It needs to be like nuked out of orbit. Like, nerf that shit. Make it so people get auto-rewarded going up. I don't care. Silver cost only. But what about the bots? What about the Ignite players? What about the alt rosters? Meh, 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 meh. Like, I don't care, dude. Like, punish the people who are abusing your system if that's the direction you want to go. Don't, like, punish new and returning players. Can we just remove T3? That's what I'm saying. Why even have players start at T3? It just seems redundant. Yep. 1640, Remeria Power Pass, problem solved. Be fishing regardless of level. Yep. It's crazy how many bots there are. Alright, update cadence. Maintaining current tempo, but will update in difficulty raid twice per year. Maintaining current tempo, but will update end difficulty raid twice per year. Yeah, exactly, Metal Man. That's like, I preach that all the time coming from the developer side. Fine, like, punish people who exploit, don't punish the people who are playing your game. Get into the game with me because he saw how cool it was. It is where I was. He quit less than a weekend because he could not progress out of T3. Well, like, you can't, like, I think it took me 3 resets to get out of T3. So I don't, like, and as far as, like, how fast you should progress out of T3, subjective, sure. Like, just like you feel, or he felt that I should progress faster. I should be in game already. I don't agree with that. But like, how fast should it take? I don't know. I think it's something that needs to be like analyzed. You couldn't do that in 3 weeks now. The price of shards tanked that helped you. I mean, there's other ways to make gold. Yeah, and like shard bags were 2, 3 times a week for I think I got like 1,000 gold, something like that. It's not that much to the point where it makes it so I spill over into the next week because I had surplus going into that the third week. So I don't think I agree with the fact that the shard bags are why it worked. I think the speed you did at, knowing all the systems, should be the speed for actual new players. Should be some base pass that makes you do raids and just gives you item level at least. Yeah, exactly. And Okada, that's what we preach around here. It's just award people what they need. Like I should be like kind of like that Challenge Express did. Should be near permanent event where it's like, okay, do this, get up to LOS 18, get to 1590, do this, go to 1600, then you do Voldus, do this, go to 1610, do Theamine, do this, go to 1620, do Echidna, and then you graduate into tier 4. Like something like that is how this should go. And that should also include all the legacy vertical progression systems, or you just make that base game. And like I've gone on rants for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours about system bloat in Lost Ark because there's just too many evergreen systems. Like you can't, they need to do away with them eventually. Or maybe they don't. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want players because like, who knows? That's just my opinion or whatever, man. Players make it right. A new player should be able to get into T4 almost free. I think it should be much cheaper. So we'll see what they nerf it to. A lot of these changes so far have felt like, okay, we talked about it a month or two ago. Now we're talking about it again with somewhat of like we're saying we're going to do stuff. They're going to read your reactions and how the comments work against them and then probably make an actual change. We'll see. It's a valid opinion. There's different opinions, right? And I always acknowledge that. I thought I loved evergreen systems till Lost Ark. Yeah, there's games that have evergreen systems that are nice, but like at some point you either have to rework them or remove them. So the fact that tripods are getting removed, awesome. Epic books getting removed, cool. But we still don't, I feel like we still don't have enough of a supply of relic books. Like we have tier 4 raids that don't even guarantee a random relic book. Like why am I still getting like these other books? It does like it just it's crazy to me. And then we have this frog that just came in. It didn't fix anything. Like I feel like it's just like a cash, like a gold grab. Remove. I don't think they should remove all books. These. Wait, these were the fixes they should have made a year ago. I agree. I agree. A lot of these changes are. I'm not going to say too little, too late, because I'm glad they're making changes and like acknowledging because I know the KR player base is pretty pissed off. I know we're pretty pissed off over here in the West. Maybe not pissed off. That's not the right word for it. Passionate about the game, wanting change, and not feeling heard is a better way of saying it. Because that's how most players feel all the time. But there's definitely some realism or not realism to that, right? Like, they can't make everyone happy, and development takes time. And you can't make knee-jerk, pendulum swing type like changes to the game, or you could impact it dreadfully. But these are only promises, not the actual changes. Exactly, Azure. That's what I was just saying. 2 months ago, we talked about it. Now we're talking about it again with a somewhat of a plan. And then based on feedback, we're going to go into the next part. I just want to use my road to Act 1 event on my 1670. I think they, like, you know what's good about that is they acknowledge that feedback. That's a lot compared to what they do before, which is not acknowledge that feedback. Maybe the next one they'll change it. I don't think holding our breath, waiting for that change, and not working on your characters is the play. But some people are doing that. So I think events, something I do, I don't like when we're on a rant like this talking about one game. I don't like to draw too many comparisons to other games or talk about other games, right? But this is all on Reddit right here, Clutch Cure. There we go. Punished for having normal Braille Act 2 content for Road to Act 3. Yeah. Okay, so I wish that there's just no item level cap on any event. I should be able to put this pass on my main and use it on my main, because realistically, the amount of materials I get from this event are not going to make much of a difference, right? We all know how much it costs to hone things past, like, let's say 19, which I view as a somewhat soft cap, whereas 25 is a hard cap. Because as long as you're at 19, that means you're at current content, all your advanced honing's done, right? Whatever it may be. And getting any higher than that, you just burn golden mats. You just light that shit on fire, right? And that's okay, I guess. It's like you're gaining power. It's fun for some people. Sometimes you get lucky, whatever. But yeah, like I just wish you could just put on whatever you want. Be good. Road to Act 3 is more like Road to Act 1.5 pass. I know a lot of people feel that way. I don't disagree. It sucks that it had an item level restriction. It is what it is. Like I'm not gonna I don't see value in dwelling on that event. I think the event was really good if you fit the criterion. I think that they should have done it differently. Absolutely, I agree with you guys. But like, it's not healthy just to like keep complaining about it. I know we talked about flex raids a little bit ago, but I do think if they added that, it would help bring a more active casual player base so people could group with one or two friends and still experience raids instead of having to play solo. Exactly, OP. That's why I brought it up. They keep getting outs. Absolutely, guys. And like, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like, yeah, whatever. But haven't we proven that the Western audience is too dumb to read before playing these events? I mean, that's why they added item level restrictions in the first place, right? Soul Ghost. So people didn't mistakenly put it on a different character. Now, do you think that was the case actually, or do you think people were just putting it on a character and then having FOMO and wanting it on a different character? They definitely tried, but like with the Makoko event, it's not quite hitting the people it had helped the most. What data are you drawing that from, or are you just going off of like community feedback? I'm just curious. I'd like to draw like I would love data on how many people utilize the event, and I bet it's higher because the vocal minority and the people that are complaining are usually the people that like you know what I mean, like the people who are actually benefiting from this event aren't posting on Reddit. They're not coming into streams. They're just enjoying the game. Like Blizzard removing vendors for gear because so many people bought the wrong shit. Yeah, happens too. Source, I made it up. I mean, I know. I'm not saying he made it up. Just sometimes when people make comments like that, they have like data, and I like to see data because I like to base my opinion based off of data. So I was just curious if you had data or something like that. I don't see it on the Reddit. What's up, MVG? That's fair. I'm thinking about it if the pass was usable below 1640. Well, we just had an event that was below 1640, right? So that was the last 2 months, and then a continuation of the previous event is going from this to this. So the last one was supposed to get you to 1640. Next one's going 1640 to 1660, right? So it's like this event and then this event. It's like that we're still going on that same character. If you're like, so that's what that was the intent of the event, is people that took advantage of it to make a new character. What people did, however, was veterans and people who play this game swiped and hoarded resources to then like brute force a character from the bottom all the way up to the top into like hard mode raids. And so you skipped over all that shit, and that's not what the event was like meant to do, right? If you start now, 07's absolutely, bro. It sucks. When they added item level cap back in T3, people would make a new character, use the power pass in the event to get the free card pack, and then delete it and go again with when the next pass release. It's just too much to do that in T4. Yeah, you have to have alts parked at specific levels to take advantage of events, and that's just not good. Yeah. Anyways, so I think like this is, I'm assuming this was translated correctly. I think they need a. I'm always up for semi-permanent event for genuinely new players. Yeah. But what about the old rosters? Mitch. But it makes sense as a continuation of the last event for sure. Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's up, Saber. I had my alt at 1640 on last event, so I couldn't use it, so I gave up and pushed it to 1670. Now I get... Yeah, exactly. So you got screwed by the event. Yeah. All right. So anyways... I hope they actually address the dead zones, because I don't think it's just this. I think it's like all of T3 that just needs to be squashed. Now, this maintaining current tempo, I'm not quite sure what they mean by this. That just means that raids are going to be released on the current cadence, I imagine. Um, and then nerfing raids twice per year, or are we saying, but we'll update in difficulty raid twice per year, or saying there's two big raids twice a year? Seems like horizontal content. Seems like some people are enjoying a new achievement system, better UI, better progression indicator, and title MVP background reward. It's going to be contents for middle user without being forced to do so. After Act 4, there's going to be new contents. Sea of Aldebaran. Isn't that the planet in like Star Wars, guys? That's Alderaan. I mean, is it though? Maybe it's mistranslated. You mentioned that they acknowledged the Act 3 level 16. What? You mentioned that they acknowledged the Act 3 event level 1661 level eye level cap. Discord. It was the community manager that posted it. It was more like they collected feedback and then made a post saying this was what you guys said in feedback. It wasn't saying this is a problem and we're fixing it. It's just saying this is what you guys said. All right. But I think there's two different posts on the Discord, the official Discord, if you want to see those at Aloha. No DPS meter. I hope difficulty change will help. Man, why do they just keep double, triple, quadrupling down on this? Like, people want to improve. People want to parse. People want to do better, right? Yeah. Like, guys, does anyone in chat like the direction this director's going? They brought it around because of, like, was it the first mode or is it because of Braille? I think it's because of Braille or something like that. And they started banning people because of it. 0.1 is better than 0. That's true, Azza. As long as it doesn't affect us. Unfortunately, Korea has an entirely different attitude towards things. Yeah, that's true. I do feel like the KR player base has been improving to be closer to our, like, aligned with us. I'm not saying like we have the same beliefs, but I do think that they're starting to complain more and say like this sucks instead of just like taking it, right? I mean, most people don't like directors regardless, right? Same was saying they actually had a meter a long time ago for a bit, but the KR population was just a lot more toxic about it. I have FSP. What's up, man? No more tripods is a win, though. Yes, sir. All right, balance patch. New balance patch is being prepared and will be dropped soon. Support arc passive improvement will be done with female pally. What? Guys, they're fixing supports? Surely. I bet that's what that means. Yup. The director seems to make changes based on player reaction, where Gold River did what he thought was best, even though he admitted he hadn't played the game in like 2 years. Was he actually shaking, guys? Maybe he has Parkinson's or something, bro. Like, go easy on him. All right. What's that? Elsie's getting a rework and will be the top DPS class. Yep, everyone should make one. Yep, it's so good. LOL. Wow, that was a lot of text. I don't know if you guys can see it because of the color of the background right here. It's a little weird. Yeah. 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 All right, so hopefully they actually do rework support gameplay, not just the arc passive, because if all the shit stays the same and they just give like a little bit different nodes, like that's not an arc passive improvement. That, like, they need to fix the class. Support passive will be reworked. Maybe it adds some value there. We'll see. So new balance patch is being prepared and will be dropped soon. So if you guys recall in the last developer stream, they did mention that they were going to, any classes that weren't touched or didn't get touched much, older classes are getting like reworks or buffs, right? So Hopium, I have medical grade Hopium if anyone wants it on that statement and wants to also hope that their class gets fixed and reworked and isn't just going to re-roll in the next main class that comes out. Perfect. Yeah, we'll see. Soul goes. Since they don't want to add DPS meter, they could possibly just let support see how good their uptime was, since a lot of people say it makes playing support more fun. Why are we doing Waga? All right, support arc passive improvement will be done with female pally release. right? Strike rate extension. They're pushing it back 4 more weeks. Cool. Purple box reward on hard mode will be removed. What's the purple box, guys? Does anyone know? I'm trying not to spoil myself and look at all the raids that KR has and the toys they have, you know? Put away the gun, Dark. So they're removing the bottom reward and making it... Because they did complain about that, right? That they... What's the point of going to hard if I can get less reward? Or something like that? Yeah. So there's... What's by the way, what's up, Don? I'll send out. What's up, dude? 35 to 500k now, or 50k to 500k. Legendary card from previous season will be added to Wandering Merchant. Wait, that's huge. That means LOS and like all the cards will be on merchants. Fucking finally. That's good. So how long have we been asking for that, guys? Hey, Mott, what's up, man? Sure, Mott, Mr. Tom, no problem, dude. I think, like what? Since Argos, we've been saying this. Maybe when did everyone finish their LOS? I think I finished mine during Brel before a con. Correct, Don. Yeah, it does not include the newest card set in the current tier of 4. Let's move this over here now. Great. Great. Okay, good. Hot Deal Shop will be added. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, there it is. Okay, all right, we're good now. All my windows are out of sort. Okay, cool. Hot Deal Shop will be added. So we have enhance. And okay, I can't enhance. It's over, guys. It's screwed. It's cooked. KR getting the Western exclusive magical girl skins. Yes! You're welcome, KR. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy magical girl skins. These were so fire. Every single player in the West bought these. Trust me, bro. You're welcome. We did this. It's gonna be another live stream in May. So next month, another live stream. Good. That's good, guys. I hope these live streams keep coming, man. They're fire low now. What's up, bro? By the way. So another live stream next month. Hopefully, some more changes. I think it's good this guy's at least doing this. Okay, like I think that is nice that the director's stepping up. Even if his hands are shaking, even if you don't like it, he's at least acknowledging feedback and he's proposing changes and trying to move forward. So I think that's a good part of this, like a good message to receive from this. Is it too little too late? I don't think so. Do we need more changes than what's here? Abso-fucking-lutely. I hope they start stepping it up more. They have to announce the summer low on in May. True. Finish stream here. Cool. All right, so that covers that, guys. Let me go pee real quick, get a drink here with some more caffeine in it, and then we can talk about whatever we want from it.